Man, earliest pickup is
Check two,
tomorrow.
1 1. Yes, y'all.
I can just go on and speak.
Yep, we here.
Okay.
It's Josh, Bobby. We just chilling.
Yep.
Um, this is a rainy day in Baltimore. We just cooling out.
It's so pretty.
It is.
It's a little chilly.
We've been together for like the family over the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
This was Father's Day weekend, so we kind of cooled out, had some pizza, watched movies, and just had a good time.
Yeah.
Um, I just wanted to talk really about just remaining grateful, really, as an artist, as a creator during this time, and just how crucial it is to remain in a place of being grateful, as far as, I mean, other, as opposed to being beaten down by like current times or like how you may feel in the present.
Mm-hmm. Hmm. So you're asking me,
Yeah.
how do I stay grateful?
Or like, not just how do you, but like just talking to people about,
How important it is to
yeah,
remain grateful.
yeah,
I think it's extremely important. I feel like if I can speak personally, I have been, I guess, allowing myself to feel what is going on um, in a way that really presses down on my emotions. Um, it's also been allowing me to, I think, pray with other people.
okay,
Like in the neighborhood that I stay right now is heavily Hispanic, so you can feel almost firsthand what is happening on the news or on social media
right,
because it's in your neighborhood.
yeah,
Um, and there's this group of Hispanic church folks that'll like pull up and
yeah. On
with the
Sundays, right?
speaker. No, sometimes it's on weekdays now.
Oh, word.
They'll pull up on like a Tuesday or a Thursday, and I don't know what they're saying, but I already know it's something about faith. It's something about Jesus and keeping yourself strong. Um, I think for me as an artist, it is valuable for me to worship with people who worship and care with people who care. Even if I can't speak the language or understand it. Uh, and then taking time off to not be a part of the pain. Rest, find something to do that's creative, even if it's cooking or counting backwards. That's what I
Mm,
have so far.
okay. I I've been enjoying my time with family lately.
Mm-hmm.
That's been like one of the coolest things for me, to be able to be with my family and like watch them grow
Yeah.
and watch them like become new people. And then in that, it kind of gives me ideas
Mm-hmm.
to like go and create and go and like want to make new things.
Because you're around growth
Yeah.
consistently.
And then it's always inspiring me to like want to do more things
Mm.
and remain just like curious
Yeah.
about like what's next or like what happens after this. Like, because I think it's really pure to be in like a child like space or nature.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
I think it's easy for that to rub off on you also being around it so consistently
Hell yeah.
and seeing that there's so much life even ahead of them and watching every day something new is with them.
Yeah.
It's that and it to me automatically mirrors back there must be something new with me then.
Right.
You know, there must be something new for me to explore or involve myself in if it's happening for these people.
Watching
Yeah.
TV has been fun.
True.
Like, I like watching Sesame Street
Hmm.
and like the messages that they have.
Yeah.
Like Sesame Street pretty much helped me write all of Bobette.
Really?
Yeah,
How?
just because with the messages, like you can do it, like keep trying,
Hmm.
don't give up, all
Hmm.
those things. Like I watched that kind of like all year long with Ari growing up.
Okay.
And I think it just like stuck in my head more to be like, hey, this is cool to talk about. Because at first it was almost like you couldn't just outwardly say like you can do it, or
Yeah.
like don't stop, don't give up, or like it's okay, like keep going.
But it's necessary for us to hear it.
It is.
A lot of us are not supported.
Right.
Who was I talking about that with? It was another artist, and we were talking about how, oh yeah, she's a seamstress and a designer, and she was expressing to me how her parents or her mother will see that she has these gifts, but won't like
Right.
actively support it. She'll
Right.
like show her other designers and seamstresses and be like, "You could do something like that," but it'll be like, "I am doing something like that,"
Right.
and it would be even bigger if you were behind it 100%, like you are the stranger that we don't know.
That's a great segue though. Like even talking about having to get over the support of not having support by family or loved ones.
Yeah.
The support that you really want and are asking for, but you're in all actuality just not gonna get because your family and friends don't really see you or your vision the way that you do. They kind of see you as like the little kid or like the person that might be still immature or unserious.
Or a person that, because you don't fit into the box I put myself in, I automatically just can't relate to you.
Yeah.
So if I feel like I can't relate to you, which is self-imposed because you can relate to me,
no doubt,
you just aren't taking out the time, then I can't support it because I'm telling myself I don't understand this.
Right. Like I feel like that's important to share because I know that that's an obstacle that all of us as human beings, no matter what color we go through, um, being told by a family member, like a parent, you always got to have a plan B.
Yeah.
Or
just watching them not show up to things that you do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All of those things. And I know we all deal with that.
Yeah.
And for some, it might be deeper than others. Like for me, I was able to kind of like push that down and be like, fuck it, man. I'm here. I wanted to play drums. I'm playing drums. But for some people, it might affect them more. Like, I wanted you to be standing here. Like, I wanted to see you there.
Yeah.
You know, so it affects people in different ways. I know that some people really desire approval from their parents, especially. They need them to validate them, to show them that what they're doing is right.
And honestly, it should be that way. There should, not saying that that is the defining factor of where you go and how you do it, but in outside of whatever system we're in, we come from spaces that supported the gift of this individual. And
in their own way though. Not
yeah, but
not
it
for you
wasn't
to
in a
be
way of,
free as an individual. It was like do it
you
like
think
this.
so?
For most of us, yeah. I don't think that most of us are like supported, like do whatever you want, fly as hard as you want.
No,
It's
and I'm
like
saying like that's what it should be because I
right.
feel like that's where we came from, like us as a people.
Got you.
And somehow over time it's lessened to
Yeah.
we don't even fucking show up for you.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm talking about. Like in that present moment, we don't get a lot of that.
Yeah.
So like I want to show people how to kind of push through that because a lot of times you're not going to get it.
You just got to push through.
Right.
You have to know that what you're doing is really a passion for you. Like
exactly.
It makes you feel seen and whole. You enjoy it even when it's not something that's being shared publicly. You ride for it. You don't give a fuck about who says what, who does what. It's one of those things you just have to do. If you know that this is the thing for you, you don't have a choice. Even the people who do show up, you still have to do it regardless of them.
Right.
It's not about people who are there and people who aren't there. If it's your baby, you know.
Yeah. I also wanted to speak on the need of competition or trying to like keep up with what other people do,
Mm-hmm.
like what we see on Instagram or just what we see in life. Because even before Instagram, this was a thing.
Yeah.
Like somebody may have had a chain, and I didn't have a chain, and now I wanted it, or just even the smallest thing.
Mm-hmm.
It's just been magnified now. So just those little things of just feeling content, complete, and whole
Yeah.
with what you're doing, and knowing if you're really doing it wholeheartedly, that it shouldn't be a sport where you're trying to like keep up with other people,
Yeah.
and just really be happy with what you do. I know, speaking for myself, I am an extremely like driven person that always wants to get to like the highest height. The next thing, like, well, it's got to be something dope right here. It's got to be something better.
Mm-hmm.
That's been me ever since I can remember. And you want that so bad that you can sometimes look on and be like, man, they doing it big. I want to do it big too.
Yeah.
But it's like you are doing it big, you know, and just like the circumstances that come with other people even doing it big, like having the management or having money behind them
Right.
that even propel them to a certain level.
And do they truly have creative freedom?
Right. And is that even considered big, or is it just considered big to the world? And are we still chasing what the world is calling like great and what the world is calling like a reward?
I think yes and no. As a group of us, yes, there are things of the world that we're still chasing. Um, I think over time, and maybe it really like depends on how you're growing, where you can start to see like one is bullshit,
Right.
um, and two, I think at this point, if it there nothing feels better right now than like my own pace and what I'm doing, because I've been able to see how life responds to me by being true to my own timing.
Yeah.
Um, there was once upon a time I thought I wanted to move in those arenas, um, but I also wasn't fully grown into who I am right now.
Yeah.
So it would have taken away from the experience, I think.
Hmm.
And it's not to say that I wouldn't want to be a part of certain things in these places, but I would really rather be my full self or close to my full self than be like half of me whose mind is still belonging to this doctrine or this belief or feeling like I have to be this or have this in order to be worthy of whatever position that might allow me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So like talk about being like your fullest self and trying to exist in a space that's like always trying to diminish you, where it really costs to be your fullest self. Like it's not as cool and as dope as everybody thinks. Like,
It's hard. It's very, very challenging. It's lonely at times. Um, I feel in many ways I was always myself, but in certain ways that I was raised, it kind of covered up those things. Um, and of course, experiences that we have. For me, it was my our mother passing that
mm-hmm.
kind of exposed the truth of where I was and how I felt about things. Um, but it really takes, I think, gut to be what feels like yourself out here. It'll cost you community. It will cost you relationships. Um, it'll grow your confidence in yourself.
For
It
sure.
will grow your I don't give a fuck personality. Hopefully, it grows your spiritual foundation, um, where you recognize that you have to build everything for yourself in a sense. Like what I believe, what sustains me, who I am, what I am not, what I won't do, what I will do, what I can find balance in and make work. Um, It takes a lot. People sometimes see me and be like, "Oh, you just so," and I'm like, "Man, it's very expensive.
No doubt.
You have no fucking clue
Yeah.
what it." They only see like the idea of you,
The part that they like.
only the part that they like. And I've experienced that in friendships. I've experienced that in relationships where they see like just the idea, and when it comes time to really deal with the person that the experiences have shaped, they somehow don't know what to do.
Right.
I'm like, well, where have you been all this time?
Exactly.
You know,
In La La Land.
in fucking La La Land. And these are sometimes the same people who say that they relate because they're the same people.
Right.
And I'm like, well, how, if you don't have that same understanding? You should understand then what I'm talking about.
Okay, so even in that point, like the whole like sense of community or like artistic community, a lot of times we really aren't in the same space mentally. We're just in a community because we're artists.
Hmm.
So it might not even be like we're always like minded and yo, they get me.
Yeah.
So like just challenging the idea of what that even means, because I feel like the idea changes. The idea changes, but the foundation is still the same. But it's not. We're not acting that way though.
Explain it.
Like as
The
far
idea changes,
as
but the foundation is still the same.
so the foundation is still the same as far as the principles of like, okay, we're artists and we're trying to progress and we're trying to do this. But I think the idea changes as far as social status and things of that nature, where like I'm better than you because more people know me than you,
Okay.
or like because I'm more exposed than you, like that can say to the world I'm a better artist than you, you know,
Yeah.
and all those type of things. But like
It doesn't though.
but it not at all. But these rules can now apply today because of how we live.
Yeah.
You know, based off, oh yeah, I saw you here, I saw you there.
And if that were the case, then I could be that person.
Right.
Because even before all of this, I've done what I desired to do.
Yeah.
With people who you would consider, oh, they're this, they're that.
Right.
But it's also like seeing through that, like, no, they have certain resources and their path is theirs. You know what I mean?
Totally.
I don't know what spaces they're limited in because they don't have full access to stuff either.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And I don't know what it took for them to be where they are. I've not sacrificed myself in certain ways, and I don't know if these folks have.
Yeah.
But back to that, it's like that I could easily walk around here puffed up.
Yeah.
If I wanted to, because I've been around things or spaces that have clout.
Right.
But it's like it's nothing.
Yeah.
It's nothing.
It's true. And I think it just kind of dampens like the definition of community, and it makes people not want to be a part of anything.
Right.
And I think that it starts to encourage more people to be bold, to be alone. And I think we need more of that. And that was
More
ultimately
people
like
alone.
to be alone. Yeah. I don't think we always need to be together all the time. I think we need space to be alone, to like grow, to figure ourselves out. And I think we can get lost in the idea of community and always needing to go everywhere with like 9 and 10 people. Like to like to feel secure. Like
Yeah.
in everything we do, you come in. Or if you're not coming, well, I'm not gonna come. And if you don't come and I come, I feel naked and I can't talk to people appropriately and just be myself because I'm really not me unless you're there. So
Yeah.
just like not the whole wholesome idea of community, but just that like facade idea that a lot of people kind of live on.
And build their identity around.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just that part that I feel I particularly want to break that just in life period, not even just in the arts department, like in politics and religion and selling drugs and everything.
Like, find out who you are.
Yeah, just really know who you are as a person and not like hiding behind a group or an identity, because
Yeah.
it's easy to do. Like, it's even my whole like, oh, you're the music dude, and like that's easy to do because I love music so much. Yeah, I am the music dude, but it's like even me saying this is weird, but I'm so much more than that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I totally agree with that. I think also just because I'm a person that can do stuff by themselves
Yeah.
often.
Yeah.
And I've always, since I was a kid, my foundation is alone.
Right.
Imagination, create, go outside, play. Maybe your friends will be out here, maybe they won't. But you make up a game by yourself and you still enjoy your time outside.
Yeah.
I think that still followed me as an adult person. I think I've had a moment where I was in groups, but I never based my person off of these people.
Right.
And even that takes a lot of courage to do. It's like growing phases almost. You got to just be willing to be uncomfortable. You got to be willing to be in the mix by yourself and be nervous, but do that shit anyway. It really does build your character. It shows you yourself with others.
Yeah.
And what you need to work on, how you communicate, how you fill out a space for yourself, how you fill out a space with others. I think that goes beyond just being an artist. It's like activating the fact that you're a human being,
And how are you feeling right now on like your creative walk? What are you feeling like you want to get into next? Like, what's the next plans for you?
Wow. Honestly, I feel pretty open. I've been writing a lot. I've been reading a lot. I've been doing my clay here and there. I have a piece in the house now waiting for me to get back to paint it for an exhibition opening.
You're selling a lot of jewelry, right?
I've been doing more small batch.
Mm-hmm.
So I did a run of books. Then I did a piece of clay talisman. And I think next I'll do this bag that I hand stitched and dyed. I sourced out, some animal hide for the handles.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been doing everything at a pace that feels comfortable for me, where even if it's just this one thing, I'm going to push this one thing until it goes.
Right, yeah.
And then I'll do maybe like a handful or just another one of one thing. And it just feels really good for me to be not such a business model,
Right. Yeah.
That's also something I've been working through. It's like this standard of business. And it's like, maybe I'm just an extreme hobbyist,
Right.
Who shares this with people, they support it, and we just keep going that way, but not always worrying about that sense of capital, honestly.
I feel you.
I think my brain right now creatively is on research in certain spiritual aspects of like learning what this was at this point in time and what this was over here, and letting the words form visuals in my brain to begin to like bring into myself to show in my works.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Yeah. It just gave me like real Crown Girl outside.
Crown Girl.
Yeah, you know how they used to be talking like the universe called it to my.
I know. It's so true in me. It's really true. And I'm trying to say it where I'm like not speaking on it so early, but speaking in code about it also. Because first I want to see it through.
No doubt.
And then talk about it like with actual factuals instead of like the esoteric queen, king.
In the universe.
Because when your chakras is aligned, right. And then
name the 12 chakras. Name the 12 chakras right now. You
lie. 7. They assign the colors.
Hell yeah.
I can't.
You know the 808 goes straight to the root chakra.
That's funny.
But man, one thing I really want to do for the whole world is to, in the midst of like everything, have joy and like spread joy and some type of peace through things. So even this is just like a part of creating, sitting down, talking, building,
Yeah.
and sharing thoughts and ideas to the world. It's not a new idea. YouTube has been around for coming up on 20 years.
Yeah.
And just even that, like how quickly time has gone, is not normal. Like how like the last 10 years just went by so quickly. And I just want to continue to spread to the world, to be encouraged and just kind of take the load off of ourselves. You know, a lot of the shit that's even going on right now is like man-made problems that we kind of make a choice to entertain and give all of our feeling and everything to. So I just want us to just take back our power, like when Fred Hampton and Huey P. Newton and everybody was saying all power to the people. In times like this is especially what they mean. And I feel like we give all of our power to the entity, which makes it grow and grow and grow.
Right.
So that leads to like more dysfunction and more racism and more, yeah. And the world just winds up imploding as it is right now. So it's, you know, the main thing is love. And it's just so corny right now, even saying that, because we're just so far away from that. Like,
and not just love. I think in love there's honesty, there's vulnerability, there's responsibility, accountability.
absolutely.
There is empathy, there's understanding, there's listening, there's sharing, there's carrying, because there are some things you can't do on your own. You need someone to help you with this load.
Right.
I think having the capacity and the space to be in love is necessary.
Right.
You know, not just, oh yeah, I love you, but like, no, what in you is love,
yeah,
that can be shown and not just said in these words.
Absolutely.
You know?
You know, like it's really not about chasing a bag or getting the women or whoever you into. It's about really going after like how your soul feels, and like it'll lead you to all your rewards and everything. But you know, I'm just a broke ass nigga trying to tell somebody that, and they'll never understand because I'm broke. I gotta be rich in order to tell people that, which is crazy, you know. But one day you'll see, and I feel like we're closer to that day now than we ever have been before. Where
This
like,
is the day.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like you're gonna realize like you're just like me, and your money cannot save, and it's not saving you now. People are gonna take your money once we get into a real like crisis, and all of a sudden all your shit is gonna be gone. Just like over in that country a few years ago when they took the bank just up and left and
Like
took
walked off.
pretty much and took all the people's money, and all their money had no value. They were just dumping all of their money in a dumpster.
Wow.
So like that's gonna be us soon. So like if you're just, your drive is all about money and just all about like adulation, then what is it really for? And it's just hard for me to respect when I see people do things when it's just for reasons like that. Like, and it's not just out of pure joy or just enjoyment. You know, like I remember I was talking to this musician years ago, and he was like, "Man, I was at this show I was playing, but they had all this food backstage, yo. It was all the girls back there." And I was like, "Yo, you never said one time you had a good time playing.
Yeah.
You just talking about
The
food
stuff.
and all the artists was back there."
Artists.
Yo, he said that. And I was just like, man, some people just do it for the perks, and I respect it because the people, you go a long way when you get driven by the perks, but after a while like that kind of fades and you have to like really face who you are and do what you love, and if it's not that, it's gonna expose you.
Facing who you are, facing who you are is another thing that is very challenging, but can be done. It should be. Because one, it exposes you to the true artist that you are and the human being that you can be to yourself and others. Um, and to not forget that all of this is an illusion. Like we're not really, we're really spirits first.
Right.
You know, this is a part of our experience, and we can enjoy it absolutely. I think is that's why we're here too, to enjoy it,
Right.
to learn, but not get caught up and forget that we're more than these meat suits.
Right.
And the things that are unseen inform the things that we see, inform the things that we receive, the things that we do. I think that's really important also.
Right. Before we leave, I wanted to say peace and love to Sly Stone. Thank you for your contribution to the world of music and just for what you did for my world personally. And shout out to all the elders out there who have paved a great way, who get forgotten and looked over because you weren't so popular.
Yeah.
I think Sly was a great example of they build you up to tear you down. You know, being one of the first black rock stars to come and change the whole game.
Yeah.
You know, we're still like eating off of his ideas today. But I would like to say thank you, peace and love to you, and world. Continue to do your thing and stay encouraged and keep rocking and stay positive, man. And keep doing your thing. Got anything you want to say before we leave?
Yeah. I like to say, in being positive, stay honest. You know, be truthful about how you feel and where you are. Grow through that, move through that, and every day let yourself become more true to who you are.
Appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah.
Keep it going.